Hey, thanks for stopping by the page. This episode's coming up. What should they do, guys?
You need to hit the like button, the subscribe button, all the buttons.
Your Miami Hurricanes dominated Pittsburgh 38-7 to finish out the regular season 10-2. Ro, what are we doing?
It's the recap show. It's the recap show. Your 10-2 Miami Hurricanes, baby. 10-2. Somebody predicted that. Cheers, boys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey.
What you drinking?
Oh.
What you drinking? Oh, yeah, we're all drinking.
Hey.
Cheers.
Hey.
Dennis got the high noon going on. Very nice.
All four of us.
Even some fire here.
All right.
That's even better. Fuck.
So where we starting?
Under control. My audio might suck, but hey, guys, I got something to say. First of all, we had tequila. Second of all, didn't know we were doing this. Third of all, fuck Notre Dame. Fuck you and fuck everything about your school. And Toast said something a few years ago, and I second that sentiment. I know it wasn't a popular sentiment, but fuck him too. I've been drinking tequila all day, so I don't know what you want from me.
All good. Listen,
you drugged me in here.
So listen, the
last time I was drunk on a show was in this very fucking room like 3 years ago. So what you get.
I love it.
All right. So let's talk about what went down today. So a lot of things happened. First of all, before we even get into the game, your Canes finish out the season going 4-1 in November, something that can't even tell you the last time that ever happened. That whole stat about not being able to win a game at kickoff when the temperature is like below 40 or 30, whatever, that's out the friggin' window. That's no longer a thing.
The weather didn't make a difference today.
No different. I think that didn't seem to be very windy, so the sun was out. I think it was a beautiful day out there a little bit. I wasn't even seeing their breath. Meanwhile, like the Illinois game, it's like a blizzard going on. Listen, man, like I'll just hand over to you guys, but we talk about eye test, looking the part, this and that. They checked every fucking box you can come up with today. Every box.
Where's Joey Galloway? Where's that tuck?
He's probably in the ladies' room somewhere.
I mean, what's he gonna say? Oh, they wrote 31-7.
No, so actually they asked him, brought it up to him on halftime at one of the games, and his response was, too much needs to happen. It's not even an option. They're not even in the conversation. It's not even a debate. It's not even worth mentioning Miami. They're out.
Hey, listen, Joey Galloway, I need you to do me a favor. Go take Terry Porter's flag, the one he threw that on the field. Take that and put that as your panty liner, right? That's your panty liner, dude. Just you're obviously menstruating. You don't like the Canes. We got you. Take Terry Porter's flag and just literally put that in your panties. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're a hater. You went to Ohio State. We got you. Even Danny Cannell, like the ultimate consummate Miami hater, he's like, nah, you got to put Miami in. They looked the part. They beat Notre Dame head to head. It is what it is. We're Miami fans. We'll talk about the realism later. I just think it was as dominating of a performance. Now your Miami Hurricanes are 20-4 throughout the regular season. You got to tip your cap to Mario Cristobal. You have to, you guys came to me and you're like, oh, you seem like you have blind faith. What makes you think that they're going to go ahead and win down the backstretch? And it was just really, as I started to see the Miami Hurricane offense start to evolve, I knew the defense was always going to keep us close. And I said, we just need to evolve the offense a good 10 to 20%. And you're like, oh, no, 30 or 40. And I'm like, you do a little bit more, you get a little bit more creative, and you started to see it. Miami's offense was really, really hard to stop on the backstretch. It went from A gap to life to bag plays for days. And it was fun to watch. And that's where my
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Did A gap for life make a difference?
I think so. We've been doing this
long. I'm dead serious.
Listen,
because if it wasn't a thing, does November happen? Because this offense is a vastly different offense than October.
Mm-hmm. So personnel has also changed.
Life make a difference? Because I personally think it does. I don't think any of this happens without it. And I'm not trying to toot our own horns. I'm talking to the fandom of the Miami Hurricanes. Made a difference. We may have spearheaded it a little bit. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Tell me I'm
He
wrong.
got called out. I mean, you literally had the media saying, "What's up with you guys running up the middle too much?" And he took offense to that. But ever since that press conference, and hats off to the Miami main media, ever since that moment too, kind of like it synergistically came together. You know, we united flags at Bannocksburg and we won our independence. But yeah, it absolutely 1,000% changed. And listen, the one thing that made rounds this week was Lane Kiffin running up to a podcaster and be like, "You want to call me a hoe? I'm right here, you bitch," or whatever he said. And I'm just like,
and there's no news on him, right?
No, not yet. Not yet. But the thing is those coaches will try to tell you hand over fist that they don't listen. That wasn't a media guy. That was a podcaster just like us. And that guy was like, yeah, he didn't like me. He said you can't take the hoe out of the streets, you know, because he was basically saying he was going to make a hoe move. They listen. They hear things. I know they do. And I know that staff started to hear the criticism of them being a little bit one-dimensional. And ever since they stopped being one-dimensional, no matter if whatever happened, how it happened, who cares? It changed, and it changed for the better. It changed for the better. Pedro Serrano hit a curveball, boys.
That's right.
Repeatedly.
Twice.
So listen, you have now, for the first time since joining the ACC, you now have back-to-back double-digit win seasons. Hadn't happened in over 20 years. Listen, I know I started off the season saying that I demanded that we get an ROI. This year I wanted either a ACC title or a playoff appearance. Listen, one of those things that isn't going to happen. The other thing probably isn't going to happen.
You may be 0 for 2, and
well, I understand, but
I think the ROI is there.
Well, so that's what I was going to say is that I am of the. There's no denying what we're seeing here, man. I mean, it's a rocket ship. As I was saying on the live stream today, it's not even like a mild crescendo. It's blasting off here after the first 2 years to the years 3 and 4, going 20-4, going into year 5. I mean, like this thing, the talent is there. You can see that it just seems prepared to just churn it out. Scoop is absolutely just inebriated and loving it.
I'm really great. Not. It's my setup. If I took a picture of my setup to get my space in this camera, it's not ideal. It's not ideal.
People on our YouTube feed have seen that ceiling fan about 5 times now.
Right, I know. I'm just saying. It keeps going straight to the same place.
But no, so yeah, so while I don't think I'm going to get the trophy that were playoff appearance that I longed for going into this year. I am as all in, even more so on him now, because now the November thing for me is huge. The fact that after SMU, whether it was them listening to the fandom, their wives, whoever it was, something changed. Self-reflection. They graded themselves and realized they had some weaknesses, and they made changes. And he goes 4-1 in November. And I don't know what's going to happen. I am going to say my prayers every night for the next week, and we'll see what happens. But regardless, I am so optimistic moving forward.
No, okay. No, I'm totally with you. And I think that everyone is really, because you saw a concerted effort towards change, right? Which is what Rowe had said. We need a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We've been calling for just a little bit more variation and creativity. And you saw that. They absolutely provided the fan base and the team and the committee, to be quite honest with you, exactly what everyone was clamoring for. So you saw that. So you're like, okay, they're paying attention. So here's my question. Ultimately, Alabama's got Auburn tonight, right? Which they can lose tonight. Or
LSU just screwed us. LSU really could have won that game and knocked off Oklahoma.
They lost?
They didn't. No,
LSU lost?
They lost. Yeah, they lost by 4.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
So you've got Alabama. They could lose. War Eagle, right? Let's go. Let's fly the Eagles around. If not, if they win and they're in the SEC championship, they got to play Georgia again. They could potentially lose that as well, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a more potential scenario than I think. BYU is a real big problem here. So is Miami's win today enough to get them past BYU?
No.
But as Ro has told you, they got to play Texas Tech again.
Mhm.
Right? Texas Tech looks like the best team in the country, to be quite honest.
Texas Tech beat them by like 25 the first time around.
Yeah, I mean, they're really good.
Yeah.
Like, I thought their best team was supposed to be next year. I'm not sure why they're so good this year. But so I think Ro's way of backdooring this is still available, right? With an Alabama loss and a BYU loss. But then it all kind of boils back down to when you get close. It's closer now than it's been in 3 weeks between Miami and Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
The resumes are the same. They're the same now. They're all the same now.
And we outperformed them today against Pittsburgh.
Yes. Well,
even without the last
NC State,
even without the last touchdown.
Pitt. So it's the same now. That's the thing that's really interesting, because now they're like, oh, we're going to compare. We can't compare unless we're going to compare. They're the same fucking team, and they played each other. I don't know. I don't think Miami gets in, but man,
I will say before you jump in,
I want to address that.
I will say this before you jump in. ACC has some serious work to do in the offseason with their coaches. And I know Frank Reich is leaving Stanford, but Frank Reich was asked this week about Notre Dame. And he came out and he literally goes, we haven't seen anything close to them on tape all season long. He has played Miami. He has played Georgia Tech. He has played you can't. You got to have the conferences back at some point, Stanford. No, yeah, listen, we'll be ready for him. We played Miami. We played some other really good teams this year. But it was just insane. He was so effusive. Like, we haven't seen anything like this. Meanwhile, you're an asshole. Fuck you, Andrew Luck. Fuck you, Andrew Luck.
I want to talk about.
I like Andrew Luck.
I want to talk about the game. But then I want to talk about something else too.
Okay.
Which one of you guys posted?
I'm hungry.
Which one of you guys posted about we need the ACC to have a committee? Because that committee should determine.
That was
that was too smart for me.
Here's the thing, dude. Everybody,
I didn't even think about that.
No.
But if you think about this, University of Miami would be playing for an ACC championship right now, because the committee version would say, yeah, we know that the NC State loss wasn't a conference loss, but was it really? You have the same record as Miami. We're going to consider that. Miami would be playing for an ACC championship game. It would absolutely be right. They could be like, listen, the eye test, the same metrics or whatever voodoo math that are being applied to Notre Dame. If you had your own committee and your committee interest was looking at this, they'd be like, listen, our best representative, apples to apples, is going to be Miami. We think they can beat anybody. We got to make sure that they get their best shot too. And especially if we have to look at it, because what the committee's doing, what the overall committee's doing, they're underwriting everything you're doing. Like, your best representative to go ahead and make a far playoff run could be the University of Miami Hurricanes, which they might not get that opportunity because you let some shenanigans on paper. I think it's brilliant. I think that's one way to combat the force. Remember, I said meritocracies aren't going to die in silence. That's one way you can kind of combat that element.
You can't do that because the conference games mean nothing then.
Well, no, but here's the thing, Scoop.
No, they still do.
Is that they don't mean anything right now because it's an imbalanced schedule. Virginia, all right? Virginia didn't. They played Louisville. Didn't play SMU. Didn't play Miami. Didn't play. They're out of conference. Was a joke. I mean, Coastal Carolina, William and Mary. NC State was an out of conference. Remember, they lost that game. But
that's what I'm saying.
Scoop, if you're not playing a balanced schedule, like Texas A&M, Scoop played none of the top SEC teams. The only one they played, they lost to in Texas. So it's like, if you're going to have the imbalanced schedule, fine. If you want to have these monster conferences, but then you have to then bring in something besides just flat wins and losses for the conference, because they're not all playing each other.
Texas is interesting.
I think it's brilliant. I honestly do. You got to fight fire with fire. And if you want to get your best representatives into just use the same metrics. Hey, we're going to use an eye test. We're going to use this. We're going to use this. Do the same thing that the playoff committee's doing within your own conference. That's all I'm saying.
They've set the precedent.
I don't disagree with that. How do you regulate that though? Like, does somebody have to agree to that? Does somebody have to agree to the fact that you have a committee within your own conference?
I would think all the presidents. I think all the team presidents, all the conference.
Within the conference.
Just in the conference, yeah. I would think so.
The conference. What did he say? Hey,
and we say, hey, okay.
These used to have North and South.
Teams, they're going to play for the ACC championship.
You used to have a North and a South division. And if it came down to that, we had a better. You know what I'm saying? You had like different Atlantic and Coastal, and you got rid of that because you wanted your two best teams.
You could say something like, you know what, instead of tiebreakers, if multiple teams finish with the same record, we're going to have a human committee pick the top 2 people.
And it's the top ranking.
Simple.
And it's the top ranking
simple. Listen, we're going to go by the CFP ranking.
Exactly. Why don't you say if it's all tied, we're going to take the team with the higher CFP
Forget
ranking.
the tiebreakers. We're going to go with
we're not doing tiebreakers. We're going to go with the highest CFP ranking with the same ranking.
I mean, it's only because Miami's clearly the best team in the conference.
And should be for the foreseeable
future.
Playing
right now, yes.
But not playing in the title game.
No, exactly.
Right. Good things, and I'm going to have a heart-to-heart at the end of this. But the Malachi Toney. Can we just... we've watched him all year. Right?
He has to be in New York. Just his recognition. And I think he's not going to win. He's
going to be a freshman All-American.
Deserves an invite.
He's the best freshman in the country. He might be the best player in the country, Ro.
I'm saying.
Hold on. He might be the best football player in the country. And here's why I say that. And it has nothing to do with stats, right? It has to do with, and so I'm a running back guy, as we know. Ro is a quarterback guy. I'm a running back guy. And there are nuances to being able to run the football effectively. Malachi Toney has every nuance you can ever imagine for somebody to have in a natural capacity to be able to make plays more effective than they should be, right? And I take that as breaking tackles, falling forward, being able to manipulate your body position in a way that gets you an extra half a yard or a yard. It's not the biggest part of everything. It's the nuances that this kid brings to playing the game of football that is rarely seen. And I'm talking rarely seen. He is the best overall football player that I can remember. And I'm not saying better than this or better since this. He's the best overall football player I can remember seeing in any recollection of me thinking of overall football player. He's truly that good. It's a remarkable scenario. I never thought
he would break a Miami Hurricane record. He's about to break a Miami Hurricane record.
He broke every Hurricane record today.
Yeah, 13 for 126 and a touchdown. Let me just say this. 13 catches for 126 yards. 122 were yards after catch.
He had 165 total yards. He had a passing touchdown, a receiving touchdown. But he does it every week. I'm telling you, he's the best overall football player in the country. Nobody can convince me otherwise.
I think he's special. That's why I want to do it. But Toast, I want to talk about an elephant in your room because the University of Miami can't rely on going to get a portal quarterback every year because you just got to do it. And I'm like, why not just get the guy? And for 2 years in a row, I said, we got the guy. I'm going to say we're probably going to get the guy 3 years in a row. You want to know why? Because they want to play with Malachi Toney. Why wouldn't you? If your draft grade's on the fence, you have the ability to get Mario can't even just sell you on an offensive line. He can, right? He could sell you on Malachi Toney. Look, you get to play with this guy for the next 2 years or 1 year. You get to do this. He is that special. Just watching what he was able to do, and credit to Shannon Dawson, A-Gap for life, because he put him in the situation to succeed. He put him in a situation where he could pass the ball, run the ball, catch the ball. He could do anything he wants. And Shannon Dawson made that happen too. So I got to give that guy some credit too.
I mean, I asked you this 2 weeks ago. I'll ask you it again. And it's emphatic now because I believe that Miami will do whatever it takes. Malachi Toney being the best player in the country. Who's he play for next year?
Miami.
Okay.
I don't think it's close. Miami. I mean, he's going to entertain some offers, and whatever the offer is, I think Malachi Toney seems like the kid. He'll take a little bit of a hometown discount, but Miami's not stupid to let him walk out the door because that is
no way. You can't be going like this and let him walk out the door.
The shoe will drop.
Demand though, what's his number? You think
sevens?
Sevens. I mean, we're talking. What did Carson Beck get this year?
4.
Mm-hmm.
4 million.
But we will say this. I mean, there's a couple guys who maybe were getting some NIL as true freshmen, or maybe
what was Jeremiah Smith getting this year? What did Jeremiah get from Ohio State?
Good question.
Because that's the comparable thing. Was he getting? He wasn't getting. Look, he's not getting 7. Like a wide receiver is going to get like 1 or 2.
7 figures.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's going to get like 1.5 or 2.
It's got to be $2 million. Malachi's got to get $2 million.
I think it's around 2.
I think it's got to get $2 million next year.
Jeremiah Smith's NIL evaluation was $4.2 million.
Okay.
Malachi Toney at least
makes him $3
million next year.
Yeah, Malachi Toney, but it's not just going to be the NIL payment thing. I think Malachi Toney's going to bank on a name, image, and likeness. They're going to pony up. The community will do everything.
Every business in South Florida will pay him.
Especially being a high school.
But he's a true
We'll pay you
Heisman
too.
candidate.
We'll pay you too.
He's going to be
too, Malachi.
He could be the betting favorite going into the season for the Heisman.
He could.
Correct.
As a true
100%. It's going to be him, Jeremiah Smith, and a couple quarterbacks.
Does he have to come back?
He has one more year, doesn't he?
He's got one more year.
Yeah, one more year. One more year.
That's awful. That's terrible. That's terrible for him. Like, why should he have to be? Why should he have to play again?
He's still making money. He's making more money there than he will as a rookie.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Saban's a freshman, right? So so they're fine. I just don't understand why he should have to play again.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. If I were him, I'd play 2 more years.
So.
Yeah, the game was phenomenal to watch. I mean, University of Miami loses that game prior to this year, prior to Mario Cristobal. We lose that game
100%.
10 out of 10
100% of the time. 9 out of 10 times. We're selling it short.
I picked us to lose this game too, but for different reasons.
I picked us to win.
Oh, no, I meant like for the season.
No, I picked us to lose 4 days ago.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
because for the last 10 years, or if you want to go back, I don't care how far you want to fucking go back for, we lose this game.
Yes, 100% for the last 20 years, 100%. Yes,
we lose this game. So I'm just going off merit.
Yes.
So
now we had the
wrong. Look, we got a text message. All of us got a text message. I don't understand why you guys are fucking riding on me so hard. You're one. You're 1 for the last 25, and it's awesome. It's great. But you don't rib me fucking nonstop because you're 1 for the last 25.
Whatever, Mr. 8 and 4.
Right?
Yeah. 10 and 2, baby.
Yeah. I was 11 and 1.
That was a fun game to watch. Carson Beck too down the backstretch. I mean, played
23 for 29, 267, 3 touchdowns, lame interception at the end, 79% completion percentage.
Damn.
I mean, other than
11 and 1 down the stretch.
Yeah.
Other than one bad game, which sometimes it happens. I thought he did well for the University of Miami. Tip my cap to you. Thank you.
Oh, he was
got
great.
us to a 10 and 2 regular season. I have nothing but respect for you. I know it wasn't easy coming from Georgia, coming off an injury. I know your arm wasn't the same coming off of injury, because I made the prediction. I was like, dude, he has the second best arm since Stephen Morris. And like, once you kind of saw those first couple of games, and I'll speak on it now, I was like, I don't think it's the same as it looked like at Georgia. It just, he was throwing like bullets, and he still has the arm to make all the throws necessary, but I still don't think he's 100% healthy. If I'm going to be honest, he's not throwing the ball at the same
they
way.
Made reference today, Louis Riddick, they were talking to him about that, and he said that his arm feels great but different.
Yeah. And it was obvious, right? Because at Georgia, he was making some throws, and I was like, I think Cam Ward was always the more elite arm talent, but I'm like, I think Carson Beck has a stronger arm. But like, it was regardless. The one thing that I really, really appreciated about Carson Beck, and it was obvious today, and it was really something underlying that paid dividends. Like, he understood where the pressure was going to come from. He understood like what coverages were supposed to do. Because I had a conversation with Lance Roffers. I love you. He's the professor over there at Canes Insight. He's like, I'm worried about, the back end coverages that Pitt does. And I'm like, I'm not. I was like, Carson sees him every week. He doesn't panic. He knows where to go with the ball, regardless if he throws interceptions or not. But he's seen it. It was a consummate professional. I appreciate him. I don't know how much more we're going to watch him, but I appreciated what he was able to do for the Miami Hurricanes this year. Thank you.
We got some audio from Saban this morning on game day.
I think if Miami finds their way into the playoffs, they will be one of the most dangerous teams in the playoffs. Forget about the ACC. I mean, with Carson Beck, the offensive line they have, the skill guys they have, the defense they have, I don't want to say they underachieved by losing 2 games, but if they get in this playoff, they're going to be the most dangerous team that anybody has to play because of the talent level they have.
I mean, great advocate. Also, Mario, man. Mario, after the game, was using his moment to do what Sark did last night.
Well, the fact that this is a college football playoff team. I think we've all seen it. We know it. Proud of the way our guys came out, dominated from start to finish. And certainly we left a lot of points on the board as well. But, we're really starting to click. We're getting some guys healthy. We still didn't have our top corner back, and he's going to be back in about a week. Our defensive tackle was still out. So we're looking at even getting way better here in the next couple weeks.
You didn't want to stump for your team until this game was over. For the selection committee watching today, what do you hope that they saw out of Miami football?
Complete dominance. A team that just we've got great players in all phases, and we're playing great football in all phases. And you know what? The best part about football, you get to settle it on the field, where head-to-head is always the number one criteria for anything regarding athletics and football.
La Liga, NBA, MLB, it doesn't matter. NFL, it doesn't matter. It always comes down. Of course, Rock. It always, always, always comes down head-to-head. All those leagues, every single one of them. I looked it up, and the head man has a point.
Bro, analytics are great if you didn't play head-to-head. Like, if you're trying to compare two teams and they didn't ever meet on the field, it's great across generations, whatever. It's awesome. But they played a game this season.
Correct.
Booger
and now listen.
McFarland. Booger. The guy's name is Booger. He's my favorite guy in national media right now. He's the only guy that gets it.
Louis Riddick was raving about us today.
Louis Riddick,
they're absolutely
I
top
find it
team.
very interesting.
Yep.
I can be honest with you. I find it very interesting. Louis Riddick last week, if they ran for 3 yards instead of 4 yards, or 3 yards instead of 6 yards, or 7 yards instead of 9 yards, he was obnoxious. He was fucking disgusting, to be quite honest with you. In his, I don't think they didn't get an extra yard here. That's not going to look good in the eye test for the committee. And he just nonstop for 3 hours. Today, very different. It was a very different Louis Riddick. Today, he was all about Miami. And at the end of the day, said, look, when things are equal, because it's equal now, I said this 40 minutes ago, things are equal now, head-to-head matters. And Louis Riddick told you, and Booger's telling you, and there's a bunch of other people telling you head-to-head matters. Now, do I think that both of them should get in? I think Notre Dame and Miami both deserve to be in playoffs, personally. Who else are you going to put in, right? Texas, I said Texas. Texas is really interesting because they've got the best wins in the country. Mm-hmm. They've got two of the best, the worst losses in the country too. So they're a very interesting team. Ultimately, with 3 losses, I don't think you can get in. I think Miami and Notre Dame both deserve to be in, and
there's not room for both.
I hope Bama loses tonight, and we're gonna hope BYU loses in the Big 12. And Roe tells you Miami's in if that's the case.
Roe tells you. Roe's got to tell you something else now. Miami Hurricane fans, we got to bring it in. We got to get close. We got to have a heart-to-heart. I have been fighting the good fight. I have been telling you incessantly. I believe Miami has a chance. I was the optimist. I was the Pied Piper. I held the fort down. I got to have a good talk with you. I'm coming into your room now, Canes fans. I don't think we're getting in. Okay? And this is the thing when you sign up to be a Miami Hurricanes fan. And if you look at it in this perspective, this is what makes it great. We always get screwed. We always have. We are the Orange Bowl boys. Cleveland Gary was not down. That wasn't a PI. We should have went in 2000. These are things that are commonalities over and over, and it makes us us. We are the ones that are constantly getting shafted. We are the ones that know we deserve it, but they won't let us in. It is the sins of a generation long gone. We are paying the sins of our fathers and our grandfathers. Michael Irvin, it was your fault. You guys celebrated too much. You rubbed it in too much. You took over college football in a way that they'll never forgive you. And now those old white guys that are eating those hors d'oeuvres that Toast is talking about, well, guess what just happened? Now they're in a room and they have the ability to keep you out because their fathers and their grandfathers said, you know what? Fuck Miami. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what's happening. And you know what? I don't care because I know in my heart of hearts, Hurricane fans, we deserve it. You can't tell me, Notre Dame fans, that you deserve it over us. We have the same record. We beat you head to head. There's no such thing. Everybody loses. So many teams have bad losses. Your loss, you lost to us. And we'll see you next year in South Bend when you get your way. You're inevitable leprechaun assholes. And we made waves when we said, well, will you come down here? We don't know your name. We'll kick your ass too. We're going to come up there next year and we're going to kick your ass again. And we're going to take it personal. You know why we're going to take it personal? Because we deserve to get in. You know it. The whole world knows it. So I'm okay with it. Let the fate happen. Let our jury of our peers, the ones who hate us, let them say we're all guilty, Canes fans. But we'll rally in. We know we deserved it. Let the chips fall where they may. And the same thing is the same thing is the same thing. We're Hurricane fans. We're used to this by now. Weather the storm. I'm your boy, Ro. OG member of the Orange Bowl boys. Bang.
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 Hey, you know what, Ro? I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's fucking awesome. I think that we do rally around each other because we have to, because we've been shit on, because we don't get in, because everyone's out to get us. You know what? This offense you're running right now, maybe you should have fucking run it 7 weeks ago instead of 5 weeks ago. Maybe you should have been more creative against Louisville and SMU. We wouldn't be in this position. We wouldn't be in the situation where we have to have the dudes that are eating the hors d'oeuvres in the fucking room seal our fate. This season was there for the taking, and we fucked it up.
It's 2 in a row.
That's the truth.
It's 2 in a row.
That's the truth. We had a chance, and you fucking shit on it because you couldn't get out of your own way. So I appreciate the sentiment. Hey, for everybody. This is on us. This isn't on anyone else.
100%. And listen, and I firmly believe that this is going to be the longest offseason. If you thought last offseason was long for Mario, this is going to be an even longer one. Because he knows this time, all right, well, last year the defense wasn't playoff caliber yet, but he had it all. And he knows this year, this whole offseason, when he wonders why they weren't in the playoff, he only has to look at him and the guys he has those meetings with every single night. Not the players, the guys on his staff, because the staff failed the team this year.
I'm okay, though. I can put here's one of those debates again, and I'm not going to get spirited as far as this. This is two universal truths. They're both true. All right? Yeah, they were a couple weeks late from morphing the offense. They were a little too predictable, A gap for life. They didn't see the smoke alarm before we did. Whatever. That's true. If they have a different patch on, if it's not Notre Dame, if it's this, they're in the playoffs. That is true too.
That's also true.
Mm-hmm. So they're both true. They're both capable of being true. When we fight amongst each other, it's usually because both things are true. And I'm okay. That's what I'm saying. I am personally okay. I'm okay not getting in. Because you know what? It sucks. We got screwed. We deserve it. We deserve to get in. I feel that my whole heart. Everything matters head to head. But for some reason, Notre Dame, you pansies, you get a pass. I don't know why, but you do. You shouldn't. You absolutely shouldn't. And the whole college football is on your ass. So many fan bases because you're the entitled pricks of America. Your fan base is incessantly arrogant.
True.
Screw your ass. I don't care. We hate you. Post it all from here until kingdom come. And again, we don't care. That's what makes us us. So do whatever you want to do. Be the judge, jury, executioner, CF committee. We know in our heart of hearts, we know he didn't fumble. We know that wasn't PI. We know we would have kicked your ass, Oklahoma, in 2000. We know all of this. And you know what? You better pray. Because we are coming. We're 20-4 in the last regular season. He's getting the talent right. Maybe he figured it out just enough this year, boys. Maybe he figured it out just enough. Maybe he realized, okay, and that's going to be the thing next year. Figure out the change before the change happens. Don't let your SMU moment happen. Clemson had to Clemson it over and over before they were Clemson. Not this bad Clemson. They had to figure things out on their own before they got to the point where they were like, okay, we know. And here's the other thing, Canes fans. I don't, and this is one thing I'm like, all right, this is cool. And this is not debatable. If you took the offense from last year with the defense from this year, we won a national championship. It was amazing to watch. All right. It sucks that we couldn't line it up. Lightning in a bottle like 2019 LSU.
We held Pitt to 7.
Yeah.
7 points, 30
Defense
yards
is
rushing.
diabolical.
Defense
30
defense held them 30 yards
good.
rushing, 199 through the air, 229 overall. Pitt just 9 penalties for 88 yards. Penalties for the Canes only 5 for 23.
30 yards rushing, right?
Yeah,
that was the stat.
6 sacks. I'm sorry, 4
They
sacks.
had like
4
a
sacks.
195 last week against Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I said the same thing. You know what's funny too? Because I had a talk earlier, and they're like, "Oh, I was like, I'm gonna pick Miami to stifle their run game for the only fact that I saw NC State run wild, and then Miami shut them down. I just saw Pitt run wild, and I'm like, Miami's gonna shut them down. I don't know. It's just one of those things where Miami's like, all right, we'll circle you. We're gonna take out your run game. There's nothing you could do, and they did it, and they absolutely did it.
Right now,
off-season tickets are going to be fierce, though. We could get screwed, but the off-season tickets, we're going to be loud and obnoxious. We're going to be loud and obnoxious. Hey, and the one conversation we're going to have early is Carson Beck going to play in this bowl game? Yes or no? Because we're going to probably play somebody good.
Well, so here's the thing:
Texas and Jacksonville potentially.
Gator
That'd be
Bowl.
fun.
I will say this. I will, because Manning will be playing in that game. I will say this: you get a trophy for a bowl game. If we're going to end any sort of streak for an ROI, it'd be nice to end the bowl losing streak at least.
11-2. I mean, we have a chance to go 11-2.
You have a chance to go 11-2. Last year was 10-3. Let's get it. Let's move forward a step.
11-2, and there's a good chance. Well, actually, I think, regardless, I personally think OH is winning it all. I mean, they're just playing on a different planet right now. They're just that squad. I would have loved to have the irony to like shock the world and face Ohio State in that scenario, because it's payback, bitches. We were the better team in 2002, and you guys stole one from us. I'd love to repay the favor. I don't think we're going to get that chance. But you go 11-2, that's saying something.
You know who else is not going to be bowling this year? FSU.
Oh, they lost to
Florida's up big.
No.
34-14 with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah. What a clown show.
They're getting dog walked.
Oh my God.
By Florida.
And still no lane news.
No, there's no lane news. No lane news.
Nope. They're not going to get there. So I don't think Summerall's going there either. I think that
Summerall goes where Lane doesn't, is what they're saying.
Well, I don't think Summerall goes to LSU, though, if Lane doesn't go to LSU. You think so?
What else are they going to get?
That's it. I mean, look, he's just to move up the street.
NFL? I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Route? Who knows?
Florida's may get. I mean, who are they going to hire? It's amazing.
Oh, quickly, I just want to shout out one of our great listeners, our man Joe. Hooked us up with a couple of bourbon advent calendars.
What?
Yeah, for myself and Ro. Thank you very much, Joe. Joe's going to be getting some of the brand new OBB merch that will be dropping in the next 10 days or so. So thank you, my man.
You know what?
Joe.
I'd like to give another shout out.
Yeah.
To another Joe.
Joe
I'd
Mama?
like to give a shout out to Joe Echevarria.
There you go.
Because this man, along with Rudy Fernandez, both wonderful, wonderful people, good friends, has embodied what it truly means to be a Miami Hurricane football fan. And they have brought their fandom and their ability to create what the University of Miami could potentially be into what it's becoming. Right? Because they've had control over this for a number of years.
4 years.
To where we were able to move away from something and into something else. They've seen the vision. They have committed to this as true football fans. They're running the university, but they are football fans at heart. And they are seeing the ROI, as Toast is telling you. They're starting to see the ROI, but they're feeling the passion of this. Joe is he's on the field every game. He's on the sideline. He's in the locker room. He's like, it's the passion for them is more than just president, vice president, COO. Like it's more to them. It means more to them. So we thank you because we get to be along on this ride with you. And it's amazing. It's turning into something truly beautiful. We can all see it. We hope it gets to continue this year, but if not, we are, as Toe says, on a very, very strong trajectory.
Kirk Herbstreit's speech years ago basically said it's not until the top all the way down get on the same page. The top is on the same page, and it's wonderful to see. And it's no longer mutually exclusive. They go hand in hand, the academics and the athletics. University of Miami, again, 20-4 over 2 regular seasons, back-to-back 10-win seasons. They are relevant. They're in the limelight in terms of the national discussion, whether they're in, whether they're out. They are back. They're back being discussed. They are back with a great team. They are back with a potential Heisman winning hopeful. They're back with great rosters. They're back with getting the number 1 quarterback into the NFL. They're back with getting the great quarterbacks every year. They're back in terms of getting another, great recruiting class. So many things are back to back to back. I mean, University of Miami, in order to be back, have to be back in other areas, and they're doing it and then some. So regardless, I am okay. I am okay. I am William Wallace, ready to get my head chopped off for this program. I don't care if you leave us out at this point. I want to get in. I know what I was fighting for. I know we deserve it. Screw you. You can go ahead and chop my head off, and we will pass it on to the next generation of Orange Bowl boys, because we don't take this shit lying down. And that's the thing. We'll fight tooth and nail over all you. Boys, real quick story. I have a Florida State dad, my father-in-law. He lives with me. He's a Florida State guy. He's the guy. He's an Italian descent. Clemens, right? He calls Clemson, still to this day, Clemens. He doesn't really know much other than he likes Florida State. Okay? He comes in, I said, hey, how you guys do today? I said, yeah, we're 10-2. You think you're going to get in the playoffs? I don't think so, Dad. I think, and Notre Dame's 10-2. Yeah, man, they always screw Miami. I don't know why they do that, but they always do. And he just walked out. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's just what they do.
From a guy who calls Clemson Clemens.
Exactly.
That's
and
right.
even he knows.
That's right.
Well, listen, to that point, you get left out. All of a sudden now next year, you keep putting up 10-2 seasons, you're going to start getting the benefit of the doubt with the talking heads. Those that haven't been on your side are going to start seeing consistently double-digit win seasons. So there's a chance that could possibly, you might start getting some folks that have your back. Who knows? I might only take about 3 or 4 more of those seasons. But you silly son of a bitch, you're the one who brought up that, hey, the ACC should potentially have a committee. If they had a committee, University of Miami would be playing for an ACC. I think Joe should bring it to the other presidents.
I think so. I'm like, hey, here's the price of doing business. We're out of our own championship game because you decided to have Virginia play a non-conference conference game to a team we beat. If this was an actual playoff committee, what do you think they would favor?
Exactly.
We need to make sure our best representatives are represented.
Either that or go back to division so everyone in each division plays each other. But you can't have the imbalanced schedule like this. It's gonna drive everybody crazy.
Yeah, you have to think. You got to get the smart people in a room, and you got to honestly look in the mirror and say, yeah, we kind of hosed Miami this year. Yes, they lost 2 and everything in this, but that team lost 2. This team lost. This team has both teams coming in here. Either we beat an opponent that they beat, the same thing and we have a better case to say we're a better team than Virginia than Notre Dame says against us because we beat them. But head to head, we have a common opponent that we beat in terms of Virginia. SMU did beat us, but we have better wins, or we have more wins than SMU. So it's like in a playoff committee, both of those teams wouldn't jump us, and they haven't. They haven't done it in the playoff committee, and they haven't done it in a ranking. But on our own conference, we've been sabotaged.
Well, listen, man. Like you got the reality of. I just lost my whole fucking train of thought. God damn it!
That's fine. Cheers.
What do you got there? What do you got there? What is that? A cereal? Oh, sorbet.
Homemade sorbet.
Sorbet.
Oh my goodness.
Come say hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, pretty girl.
Hey guys.
Good.
Sorbets.
Sorbets.
Yeah, homemade sorbets. Exactly.
Good job.
We get cheers. Cheers, Kenzie Sose.
Cheers, Ken.
All right. So we'll do a listen. It's a good day. It was a 10-2, man. It's a great season. We'll see what happens. We're not overly optimistic.
War Eagle.
Let's go. Exactly.
You screwed the pooch LSU, but I think you guys are doing it on purpose. Douches.
I mean, God, the Lane stuff comes out tonight, right? What time is it? I need to eat.
That's what they're saying. It's only 7:45.
Oh yeah. Lane comes out tonight. It's gonna be pandemonium.
Yeah, he's going to LSU.
I think he stays.
I'd love it if he stays.
I think he stays.
Florida.
LSU.
I know what he's not going. He's not going to Florida.
The fuck did you just say?
Jenners thinks he's going to Florida.
Jenners is what?
Yeah, Jenners has an inside source.
Yeah.
He's clearly.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I got to say, hold on. I have to go ahead so I put out a tweet. It was me that put out the tweet about some sideline drama. So let me just say what that was.
Why don't? No, there's no reason.
It was nothing. It was a nothing thing. It turned into be an absolute nothing thing. But yeah,
okay, nothing thing.
There was a
all
player
right.
on the sideline that was being a little bit of a bitch, and it was one of his teammates corrected him. That's all.
Okay, good.
So, all right, good. So we'll do it again this week. And listen, the selection show is a week from tomorrow, so Sunday. So we have a whole week of this debate. The conference championships are Friday and Saturday. So that's going to help kind of decide some stuff. But yeah, for the next week, Miami's driving the conversation because we're the first team out, basically.
It's all about
us and BYU.
No, it's us and Notre Dame. It's us and Notre Dame.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And maybe even Alabama. Maybe even Alabama falls into it.
It's not us and Notre Dame. It's not. Notre Dame.
Listen,
Notre Dame's
Alabama.
In. Boy, yeah. Notre Dame's in.
Yeah.
Alabama wins tonight.
So stupid, but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama wins, then they go play Georgia, and then they lose. And then even that, they have
one
loss. Yeah, but I think they should because they have one loss, and they lost to Florida State, and we beat Florida State. So we have a better record and a common opponent that we beat. In the NFL, La Liga, Europe, NHL, whatever you're doing, we would be ahead of them in the rankings. But in college football, you old men who hate us eating your hors d'oeuvres. Cheers. You win again this year.
We'll see what happens. We'll see you guys later on this week. And listen, we will find out next Sunday what bowl we're going to be in. So if we don't make the playoff, we will find out the bowl. So hopefully it'll be just please no Pop-Tarts. I'm over the Pop-Tarts, man. Just stop at the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Just can't.
Toaster strudel bowl.
They don't make enough money to sponsor a bowl.
But they taste better.
Yeah.
All right. As always, go Canes.
Bange.